There's some of that other stuff. Hey guys, and welcome to another edition of The Groovy Goat Hunter, and I have a new pay dirt to show you. This one's a little different because I bought it about a month ago actually, and I got it in and it came in a bag that was enormous. There's a new place that I found some pay dirt from, and it was called North Carolina Treasure Hunters Campground. Now, when I ordered this, no guarantee of any sort of gold. When you look at the description, it just says pay dirt bags are unsearched material from the inside hull of our very own buried 1906 Robinson dredge. And that's it. And then the picture is these yellow bags of pay dirt, and you can't even tell if they're like big bags or just small bags. You know how sometimes they do a close-up of a bag and it looks like it's huge and you get it, it's like that big. So I was kind of figuring that's what I got. Paid $50 for this thing out the door, so I wasn't expecting much of a bag. Then I got it. This was the bag, and it was completely filled with dirt. It even says gold pay dirt right there. So yeah, we're going to review that. We're going to pan it out. We're going to see if we get any gold out of it, and I will show it to you right after the intro. So let's go. Yippee! All right, so I've already classified this stuff, and I'll have to explain why. When I got this bag of pay dirt, it was nothing but dirt. Not like rocks and sand and all that kind of stuff. It was clay, red dirt, and a lot of it. I would guesstimate that the bag weighed about 15 pounds, somewhere in that area. But yeah, it was a lot of dirt. So I went ahead and classified it. And what I had to do is I put it in a big cement mixing tub, and all of it was big clods of dirt, like that big around. So I had to sit there with my hands and crush it down because I didn't know what was rock and what wasn't. There was hardly any rocks bigger than a 1/4 inch. So it was a lot of just getting my hands dirty and breaking that stuff down. I thought about wet classifying it, but that would have been a complete mess. Either way I do this, it's going to be a complete mess. So I'll just go ahead and show you what I've classified. So here it is, classified right here. And we're going to start out, and I'm trying to remember how I classified it. I think I've got it down. This is definitely everything that's a 1/4 inch plus. Now this, all of that is 10 mesh plus. All of this is 20 mesh. All of that is 40 mesh, and every bit of that is minus 40. Now the reason why I didn't go down even further, if you notice, it's all the same. It's all red and it's all covered in the same dirt. I thought about running all of this in my sluice, but man, it will muddy up my sluice box in no time. So I'm going to try to figure a way to get that done. No guarantee on any of this stuff. That didn't say guaranteed half a gram, nothing. It just said what I told you earlier. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with the big stuff, and we're going to just work our way down. So being that this cost $50 for this entire thing, I'm not expecting to find a whole lot of gold. First guesstimate on this stuff is going to be about a 1/4 gram. It didn't say it was unsearched. It didn't say it was searched. It didn't say that they added gold. None of that. They have no reviews, and I found this on that shop app. Let's get on the overhead and just start panning this stuff and see what we got. Grab my trusty pan here, dump some material in there. Look at that. That's wood. That's wood. And since all of this is covered in that clay material, I'm just going to stratify the heck out of it and see what happens. I could take most of these and crush it down like, okay, well, that's a rock. So you see what I mean? It's hard to tell what's a rock and what isn't, so I just did the best I could. See, that's not a rock, that's just dirt clod. That's a rock. So I'll do a first pan with you guys, wow, just to give you an idea of what I'm going to have to do. And then after this, what I'm probably going to do is just pan it myself and just show you the end results at the end of the pan. I think each pan I do will take 10 minutes easily, because all I'm doing right now is just stratifying. And I'm trying to break up all these little floaty pieces of wood. Golly, this is going to be so hard to pan. Get all that organic stuff out first. All right, so that was what, like 4 that I just dumped in there. So let me dump this out one more time, and then we'll look at it. All right, so at first glance, the quartz I'm going to keep. I'm going to take that out and I'm going to crush that stuff later, especially now that I have a rock crusher. So that's great. Now I'm looking forward to crushing all this stuff. But yeah, there's a lot of quartz in here. There's a piece of quartz. So let's pan this out, just see what's going on in this stuff. There's a pretty decent sized quartz. So yeah, I really just don't know what to expect out of this, but I can make a guess. And I just don't think I'm going to be seeing a whole lot of gold in this, if any. Like I said, it didn't even guarantee gold. Go ahead and pan this back. I do see some black sands in this. Looks like this could have been a gold bearing area. So yeah, I'm just going to keep doing this. If anything significant pops up, I'll come back at you and I'll show it to you. It's going to take forever. Okay guys, so I'm done with that 1/4 inch material. There was some very, very, very fine flour gold. I got that out, too small to show. That took forever. Here is the quartz that I got out of that 1/4 inch mesh. I'll deal with that later, crush that stuff, see if I can catch any extra gold in it. And this is what we're going to next. That is my puppy chow. That's a lot. That's 1/2 gallon of just tin mesh. So I'm gonna dump all this, give me some fresh clean water, see how long it takes me to get it dirty again. All right guys, I am back. I'm on the tin mesh right now and I've already done a few pans. Like I think this is my 3rd pan. This is a hot mess. I'm trying to think of a different way to do this because all of these little smaller rocks that I classified to my tin mesh are covered in dirt. So when I break it all down, I've got small particles with big particles. I don't want it dragging any of my gold out with it. Each pan that I classify, I'm having to stratify it at least 6 or 7 times each because there's just so much muddy material in here. So I'll show you what I'm dealing with. So this is what I've been breaking it down to, which you can see the rocks and you can see the mud underneath it. But like I said, every time I stratify it, it just cakes and it turns super red. And it's not just red water, it's thick. So I'm just gonna start panning this stuff out. And again, here's my problem because these rocks are kind of getting in the way of the smaller material and I don't want these rocks dragging any potential gold out. So I thought about taking the rest of that material, filling it up with water, letting it break apart, and then classifying it again and separate the bigger rocks from the smaller material and go that route. Try to get all these bigger rocks out of it, kind of pick them out as best I can. I'll tap it back and you can see all those smaller pieces of rock, but it's still bigger than the sands and all that. There's the black sands, but no gold. So this is the last pan of that tin mesh, and lucky for you guys, I did not video too much of this because I haven't found a single piece of gold. And I did end up wet classifying it. Remember, that thing was half full. And what I ended up doing was just doing, I think it was a 20 mesh. I classified it plus and minus 20. I didn't have to worry about those bigger rocks pushing out any potential gold. Didn't really need to do that because there has been no gold in this so far. This is my last pan, so I'll let you watch it with me. Maybe you'll change my luck because so far, no good. Everything I've panned out so far, which is, it hadn't even been half. Maybe it's just a bunch of flour gold. I don't know. But man, maybe 2 specks so far. So I have a feeling this stuff is just a bunch of dirt that they pulled out of some old mine or something and just sold it for $50 a pop. Even though there's quartz in it, black sands in it, absolutely so far, no gold. Oh, wait a minute. Talking all that smack, and I think there is 3 or 4 super small pieces of gold in here. Pull it out so you guys can see it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 super small flakes right there. So yeah, that's pretty much all I've gotten out of this pay dirt so far. Now we are done with the 10 mesh, and I am done with this stuff tonight. I am going to quit. Yeah, I was going to sluice this one right here, but man, it's just going to be nothing but mud. I got to figure out, this will be the last one I do, but I got to figure out how I'm even going to deal with this, because that's going to take forever. And then I think these two right here, I'm just going to pour water over the top and break all that stuff up and do what I did on that last one, just classify it. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Welcome back. It is the next day. I went ahead and took all this stuff out, and I tried to get all of the dirt and mud out. I just decided I'm not going to sit here and pan and keep dumping it in that bucket. So what I did is I took each classification, took it outside and poured water over it and just kept pouring it and dumping, pouring it and dumping. This is what we were working on. This was completely full, and now it's almost empty, and I haven't even started panning this stuff yet. These were completely full, and now these are almost empty as well. You can't even see in there, but yeah, there's hardly any actual material. It was 90% mud, dirt, whatever. So yeah, that's all we've got to pan, and I still got a ton of red mud, soil, whatever you want to call it, in there. Let's go up to the overhead and let's continue on this 20 mesh. So for this batch, I think I'm going to try to use this one and see how this one does, because I think after sanding this one down, it's causing all that fine material and black sands to get stuck in the grooves. So let's try this one, see what happens. Get a couple spoonfuls of muck. Let's pan this stuff, see what happens here. Now this is the one thing I do like about this pan, is this finishing edge right here. It's got these really tiny ripples. You see how it holds all those black sands back. All the lighter material comes with it. No gold. Not a single piece of gold. So there's your preview of the pan. I'm going to continue to pan this stuff. I'm sure all the heavier stuff went to the bottom, but we'll see. Last pan of the 20 mesh, and we're done with that. I'm sitting here panning this stuff, and I'm trying to think of something to say about it. I don't have anything to say except this is horrible. Taking it to my finishing edge, I do hear something. It sounds goldish. I think I might have seen my first piece of gold. I think I might have seen my first 2 pieces of gold. Holy crap, I've got gold. Looky there. It must have just all fallen to the bottom, and there's your end result. I want to keep panning this off though. I want to get as much black sand out of there as I can, just in case there's any flour gold along with it. But yeah, there's 3 nice size flakes in there right now. I'll go ahead and pan those 3 back and show you those. I like this pan, but it's really hard to pan back because it's such a big surface, and the color's really a light green, and it makes it harder to see the gold because it's so close to that light green. That is my first actual gold. And suck that up, and we are done with the 20 mesh. So next up, this is everything that's plus 40. And you can see all of the red muck still in there. After doing that and dumping it over and over and over again, this is how much is left. So yeah, I'll get started on this, and once I get to a certain point to show you some of this stuff, I will. I should have 2 pans left of this plus 40, and then we'll be done with that. I don't think we do. Nope. That is so weird. We still got one more, so let's go ahead and dump all that in, and we'll see if we can get anything out of this last bit. Make sure I get it all out. I got to be careful with this stuff. Get it on my hands, get it on my clothes. It'll stain them. I think I see a piece of gold. Let me get some of that bigger stuff that I just sprayed off. So let's take it to my finishing side. I do love this pan, but man, I wish it was like blue or something where you can see black sands and gold better. I see a little piece of yellow sticking its head out. Come on. Takes a while to get this stuff to come off the pan because it just creeps, but you want it to creep because you don't want it flying off your pan in case there's any gold in it. So I'm going to spray all of this into this pan, claw, whatever you call it, and then see if I see anything else besides that little chunk of gold right there. So there's that piece of gold. I think I see some gold, super fine gold through there. So I'm just going to sit here and tap it and see if I can bring it down. It just does not want to go down. So there's that one tiny little bitty piece of gold right there. I'm going to go ahead and suck that up. All right, that does it for that one. Now it's time to move on to this. And that's a lot. And again, I think I'm just going to go ahead and sluice all of this, but we'll show you how clean it is first. So there's my clean water. I mean, look at that. I haven't even used it yet. And that will all change as soon as I start running that sluice box. Gotta straighten this thing out, make sure I'm level. Now, this isn't the perfect sluice box that I've made. It's got flaws in it, but it does the job. This is going to get nasty. Probably should have rethought how I'm going to do this because it's not going to take much for this thing to clog up. And look, these lumps, that's not going to work. So I'm going to have to stir this as best I can, keep it from clumping up. Look at that. Just a piece of clumpy dirt. Let me work on this. So I got it more manageable. What I basically did is just continue to get as much mud out as I can. I'm going to turn it down a little bit because this is such light material. All right, so I'm just going to keep doing this. Once I'm done, we'll pan it. I'll also pan my tailings when I'm done. This is the last bit of it, and I'm so glad this is over with. I don't care what's in this, it ain't going to be near enough gold to justify buying something like this again. So I'm going to pan it, and we're going to see what it looks like at the bottom. Look at all them black sands. At least my sluice box did its job. I am complaining, but you know, that's what I do. I review pay dirts. All right, so that's all on that end. Let's go ahead and put it on my finishing side and see what happens. Yeah, folks, I do not see now. It is hard to see gold in this pan, but look at all that. There is no gold in all them black sands that I can see. Wait. All right, so let me do what I did that last time, put it in my blue one, because I think I see a speck of gold, but it's so hard to tell. And I'll pan my tailings to make sure, but geez Louise. I think I see 2 specks of gold. Yeah, 2 specks of gold. I don't think you can see them, but they're right in that little lip right there, or that little crease. All right, guys, I got a ways to go on this. I'll get back with you when I'm done with this, or at some point. Hell, who knows? Okay, I'm back in the room. It is dried. It took like 8 seconds to dry because there's no gold in here. So with every good pay dirt that you review, you get something like this. So let me show you the gold first. Let me get it in here if you can see it. So there's the gold. That's it right there. There it is. Zero it out. 0.061. 6/100ths of a gram. $50 bag. Pay dirt. Let's get on the computer. Okay, guys, let's get this done as fast as possible. 0.061 grams, 18. God, I don't even want to call it 24 karat gold. Gold prices are at $20, $35, $22. $3.99. $3.99. $50 is what I paid for that bag of pay dirt. Shipping was free. Let's see what my percentage is. My computer is slow for some reason tonight. Ooh, 7.98%. We'll call it 8%. 8% return on investment. So there it is. I have nothing more to say about it except stay away from that one. The only thing that they did positive is they officially the worst pay dirt that I've ever purchased, ever. I mean, they make golden pay dirt, makes them look like Yukon Alley. All that pay dirt for 3 specs ago, definitely the worst pay dirt I've ever gotten. It says it's unsearched, there's no guarantee or anything, so you basically want some topsoil, there you go. You're gonna run across bad pay dirts every now and then, and this is why I do it, so I can show you guys who to buy from, who not to buy from, but you still can't help but just be kind of ticked off that they're charging $50 for topsoil. I mean, that's really what they're doing. Just horrible. I'm sorry guys. I hope you enjoyed the video anyway. That being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, share button, notification bell, hit all those buttons that I throw up there. I really would appreciate it. Costs you absolutely nothing. Thank you guys so much for watching this version of the world's worst pay dirt. I am Heath, and I will see you again soon. Peace and love. Bye.